Neighboring states allow marijuana, but not here in the Badger State. And now medical marijuana could be coming to Wisconsin. That is, if a new bill becomes law. Our Jason Kelvey is here in the studio to get into the weeds of the proposal. Jason?
Hey, Mary, the bill would allow marijuana usage only for people with certain medical issues. It would regulate every stage from growing to processing to testing. In all of those locations, the state would keep confidential. Then patients would have to pick it up from a state-run dispensary.
Assembly Republicans roll out their proposal to allow marijuana for certain medical reasons.
That's something that's been a long time coming.
The bill would not allow the pot to be smoked, but would allow it to be in other forms, to be eaten or in gels, vapors, or patches.
It's another way for people to get treatment in a way that hopefully will be less addictive, more impactful, and hopefully have less negative side effects than the constant and chronic use of opioids.
The patients would get a card that would allow them to get marijuana at one of 5 state-controlled dispensaries. The state would also regulate growers, including that it be grown in an enclosed, locked facility and that they pay the initial license fee of $10,000. The state initially would contract with one processor, and they would need to have their products sent to a lab to be tested.
This bill would have been okay about 15 years ago. This would be easier under this legislation for folks just to drive across the border to Illinois and get their marijuana there and bring it back than I think jump through all the hoops they put in place.
People diagnosed with things like these could get the marijuana in Wisconsin: cancer, HIV, seizures and epilepsy, post-traumatic stress disorder, severe chronic pain, and MS.
But there's strong evidence for conditions such as nausea in cancer patients, chronic pain, as well as pain and muscle spasticity and things like multiple sclerosis.
And the legalization of medical marijuana could mean more research in the state.
Actually, there's been a lot of barriers to cannabis research, and increasing legalization, even for medicinal purposes, does seem to increase the opportunities for research.
Now, the Assembly would have to pass the bill. Then it would take the joint approval of the Wisconsin Senate and then the governor's signature. The Senate Majority Leader said last year that medical marijuana could pass. And the governor has pushed for full legalization. Tonight, his spokeswoman said he'd be reviewing this latest Republican proposal.